The My Client screen is where you'll go to access a list of all the clients assigned to you. At the top left, you'll see a drop-down menu labeled Assigned To. Your name should be selected by default, but you could open this menu to filter clients by any employee in the system. On the right, you can also filter the list by the client status in the CRM, whether they've never been contacted, have set an appointment with your dealership, or have already bought a car. All applicable clients will be shown in the customer list below. You can also search for a specific client's name in the search bar. Clicking on a customer's name will navigate you to the client info page, where you'll be able to access information about the customer as well as schedule tasks and add vehicles of interest, trade-ins, and quotes, among other features. At the top of the screen, you'll see the client's basic information, which you can easily edit by clicking on the pen button next to the client's name. You can also use the screen to call, text, or email the client using the corresponding buttons. If you'd like to change who the customer is assigned to, simply click the pen icon next to the assigned salesperson, make a selection, and click Save. Below the client's contact information, you'll find the Tasks and Appointments section. This is where you'll see a list of all open tasks scheduled for the selected customer. By clicking the Add Task or Appointment button, you can either schedule an appointment with the customer or a task to call, email, or text the customer. To do this, choose a task type from the Form of Contact dropdown. You can then add a due date, time, and description for the task. Click the red checkmark below to save your changes and return to the client info screen. You can later go back to a scheduled task by clicking on it, update its status as needed from the Task Status dropdown, and add any related notes. You may also choose to reschedule a task if desired. Click on the red checkmark at the bottom of the screen to save your changes. Under the Tasks and Appointments section, you can also send a credit application to the customer for signing. You can choose to send the credit app by email or text message. Once the application has been digitally signed, you'll be able to view it from the customer's client information page alongside the driver's license photos. Next, on the client info screen, you have the ability to select and view vehicles of interest to the customer. Click the Add Vehicle button to view a list of vehicles in your inventory. You can also search for a specific vehicle by keyword. Clicking on a vehicle in the list will automatically add it to the client's vehicles of interest, and you can then view more information on the selected vehicle. From the menu icon on the top right, you can choose to either create a sales quote for the customer immediately, remove the vehicle as one of interest, or simply return to the client information page. Below the Vehicles of Interest section, you'll find Trades. Here, you can choose to add a trade-in if applicable. To do so, click the Add Trade-in button. You can either fill in the information manually, or click the barcode icon on the left to connect the app with your phone's camera and scan a vehicle's VIN, which will then auto-populate the year, make, model, and submodel fields. Below, you can input information on the vehicle's miles, trade value, and lien amount. You can also see local market pricing if available. Add any notes about the trade at the bottom of the screen, and then click the red check mark to save your changes and return to the client information screen. Following the trade-in section, you'll come to the sales quote section. By clicking on the Add Sales Quote button, you'll be directed to a list of vehicles of interest to choose from to create a quote. Choose a vehicle to move to the sales quote screen, which you see here. At the top, you'll see the vehicle's quoted price as well as the net value of any trade-in if applicable. Add a down payment amount and then choose an APR, either by clicking the paper icon to the left and selecting a credit rating, or by manually typing in the desired APR. You can then scroll down to view a variety of payment plans in the grid below. Each blue box shows a loan term in the top left corner, the down payment in the top right corner, and the monthly payment in the center. Note that you can choose to increase the originally specified down payment in set increments by selecting the appropriate box in the grid. Once a payment plan has been selected, you can add products to the quote by clicking on the shopping cart icon along the left-hand side of the screen. Here, you'll have 3 ranks of product packages to choose from. At the bottom of the screen, you can view the total monthly payment with the added products for both the originally specified loan term as well as an increased term. Choose an option or click Decline Products to return to the sales quote screen. By toggling the Show Details button on the top right, you can view a full breakdown of the sales quote, including product costs, DMV fees, taxes, and other fees. Once you're satisfied with the quote, you can either scroll down to the bottom of the screen to email the quote to the customer, or click the back arrow on the top left to return to the client information page. Note that you can also request a quick screen credit score here if you are signed up with 700 credits quick screen service through AutoSoftNet. At the bottom of the client information screen, you have the option to add and view notes related to the customer, as well as view any sales history for the client that may be recorded in your system, as well as